Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is an answering questions episode, so let's get right down to it. Alright, we got two questions from John from South Sioux City, Nebraska. First question. Could sauropods possess the intelligence of a sea turtle? Well, let's actually go through here. Well, sea turtles are reptiles, and basically reptiles usually have pretty much a decent amount of intelligence. I mean, they actually are they're decent intelligent species. It is basically decent intelligent group, I should say, not species. But sea turtles, even though their behavior does actually indicate that, like in the past few shows about dinosaurs, like Clash of the Dinosaurs and Walking with Dinosaurs, the original series, the BBC series, or otherwise like or otherwise Dinosaur Planet, which is basically mid-2000s show. But I would say it could be a case. It could be a case that it could happen. But even though their brain size does actually show that they're not very intelligent animals, so it kind of actually shows that their small brain size has the capacity to actually indicate that they really didn't have the intellect to actually know where their head is and where their tail is. So basically, they couldn't actually know like what body parts are actually which. You know, like if he actually showed like say if you put a sauropod and actually decided to put it in Africa, it's probably not gonna actually think of anything. It's not gonna know, like it's probably not gonna show like how confused it is to actually be in a place that is so foreign, you know, because it probably just might go, different place, okay, whatever, you know, like that, you know. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to actually hear that. But even though it's been brought around for many years to say that sauropods probably didn't have the brain capacity to have parental care for their young. That's basically what is actually going on here. I'd say they did actually take care of their young in a certain way. Probably when the young are maybe 5 years old, probably would have actually joined the herds. So it probably might actually be the case right there, because there's fossilized tracks to actually show of sauropods that have actually been living in herds. Basically, smaller tracks are found right near the adult tracks. So that actually kind of shows that some of these sauropods probably actually took care of their young in a certain way. Probably might say 5 years old, they probably joined herds. Probably, and they're in a very young age, like when they're hatchlings and all that. I'd say they did actually have to live on their own to actually avoid predators and also try to stay together as a group. And so probably when they actually join herds, it's pretty much like guaranteed safety. So pretty much I think they probably be like in the middle of the herd, or otherwise beside an adult, where the adult can actually look after that smaller individual. And so that might actually be the case. I wouldn't actually say that they have the direct intelligence of a sea turtle. I would probably say that they probably had maybe almost the same, but probably a little bit more intelligence. But even though I'd probably say it's basically up in the air. It's basically right up in the air for that theory to actually come about. So I would actually say it's still up for debate on that one. I'd say they might, but I'm not totally sure about it. And your second question: every time someone mentions the T-Rex from Walking with Dinosaurs, it's always resentful. What are your thoughts on it? Well, basically, for younger viewers out there, resentful means that you're feeling that something. You feel like that how people are actually judging like a certain thing or a theory or somebody, and you think that it's being treated unfairly. So the question is basically, one of my thoughts about T-Rex and the T-Rex and Walking with Dinosaurs is being treated unfairly in terms of basically how it might have how the public actually thinks about it. I do think that the public actually does not give Tyrannosaurus Rex enough credit as terms of as an ultimate predator, because there's still people that believe that Tyrannosaurus Rex probably still is probably a scavenger, but in the real world, their carnivorous animals are opportunistic. They don't care what they eat. So they don't care if the prey is alive or dead. So basically, it just matters on what is available. And if there's no carcasses that have been left out, basically from like natural causes or otherwise another predator has actually killed the animal in out of the predator's territory. But that's kind of rare. But that actually happened, then basically that say a lion, lions will actually eat dead prey, basically just fell on the ground, just fell to death, just basically just died from natural causes. And so, I mean, you would actually see lions just eating a carcass that's been not been touched by any other scavengers like vultures or basically vultures, hyenas, or always jackals or wild dogs. So that probably might actually show that because also hyenas, a lot of people think of them as scavengers, but that's not entirely true. Spotted hyenas are actually very effective predators. They hunt they do kill their prey. So it's very, very useful to actually say that Tyrannosaurus Rex is probably more like a spotted hyena, where it actually probably does hunt and scavenge. But even though people don't give enough credit of the hyena, don't give enough credit for the spotted hyena being an effective predator, an effective hunter. So it's very interesting of why people actually give unfair statements to certain animals. I do think that Tyrannosaurus Rex does need to have a little bit more credit it deserves in terms of being a good hunter. So I would actually say that probably, because since that Jack Horner was probably the consultant most of the time for the Walking with Dinosaurs series in terms of that final episode of that series, which is Death of a Dynasty episode, which is basically featuring Tyrannosaurus Rex, Torosaurus, Anata Titan, and a Dromaeosaurus, those kinds of animals. I do think it gets an unfair rap about it, because I think that it was actually presented pretty well at that time. So I would probably say that the Walking with Dinosaurs T-Rex is still pretty good, in terms of how it probably might have behaved and all that kind of stuff. But even though the Walking with Dinosaurs series is kind of dated in a way that the science has actually kind of evolved a little bit more in paleontology, so I would actually say that probably the differences in terms of the Walking with Dinosaurs T-Rex, and probably if you reboot the series to today, we might actually see Tyrannosaurus Rex probably have some feathers, probably actually had more, probably had a little bit more intelligence than what people give it credit for. And also, I would actually say that Tyrannosaurus Rex probably actually does actually need to be considered as probably a really good social animal. It's probably a capable social animal, since that birds are very social animals. They need to actually have some socialization in order to actually communicate with different members of the group, of that particular family group. And since that Tyrannosaurus Rex and other Tyrannosaurs like Albertosaurus, Daspletosaurus, and Tarbosaurus, that's been found together in some fossil sites have shown that they've been found together, shown that maybe they might have lived together. But that's still up for debate of whether or not these animals had a social group. I do think they actually did have a social life. No, there's no doubt about it. Family social life. That's probably what I would actually hypothesize. Basically, the hypothesis the theory that Tyrannosaurus and other carnivorous dinosaurs, bigger carnivorous dinosaurs, probably had a social life in terms of their family group. Basically, basically one single family unit. Just not like entirely different animals actually cooperating with each other, because the carnivorous dinosaurs, like basically theropods, wouldn't have actually had that particular kind of lifestyle of actually like gather like different animals to actually cooperate together to actually take down prey. I don't think that would have actually happened. You can't have different types of adult animals cooperating together with that size to actually say that let's take down prey. Oh, by the way, I'm still gonna fight you for the food. But even though that's probably what's more like, but even though in the family group there's a hierarchy of basically who's the dominant, who is the dominant animal. Who is the dominant animal, either the male or the female, and then basically the younger animals have to wait their turn, basically like that. That's probably what I actually say. And I do believe that Tyrannosaurus Rex does need to get some fairness of being a good hunter, because since it did show that the female actually hunted, whereas the male probably did scavenge. But even though in the series it said that the male took down a young Triceratops, which probably would have what it's probably actually said, which I think it is. But I'd say there's probably some attention that needs to be done to the Walking with Dinosaurs Tyrannosaurus Rex, because it was pretty advanced Tyrannosaurus Rex compared to the Jurassic Park version of Tyrannosaurus Rex. So I believe that it actually does need to get some better attention for that, and being a very good hunter and all that kind of stuff. So I do believe the public should actually basically just kind of look into the real world and actually see that maybe Tyrannosaurus Rex was probably both a predator and scavenger in terms of behavior and all that kind of stuff. Alright, that's it for now. And reason why I actually did this to actually do the episode on a Friday is because tomorrow I'll be going to a rock and mineral show in Cottage Grove, Minnesota, and I'm gonna check out what kind of rocks, minerals, and even fossils that are up in the benders, basically, to see what they got. And I'm probably gonna buy some rocks, minerals, and fossils, and also I'm gonna see a speaker that's actually gonna talk about minerals, and it's extra credit for a class. So hey, gotta get some credit at least, and so basically I'll be there for Saturday, and next week Saturday there will be a special episode, so it'll be back on the original schedule, which is basically Saturdays. So if basically I'll send a link, basically post a link of list of dinosaur names. I'll try to actually get a list of mammal names as well in that spectrum as well, so I'll probably actually get that in there as well. And so I'm willing to do 2 animals at once. I've done it before, so let me know, and you'll do it on and basically follow the Facebook page Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. You can like it, and also you can actually tell me which dinosaurs or any kind of prehistoric animal that you want me to talk about, and mainly vertebrates. That's basically my kind of speciality. So that's the kind of field I'm actually in, that I like to be in. And so, but also you can send me questions anytime, no matter what. You can send me questions at any time. Emails open 24/7. Facebook is open 24/7. So if you got a question about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life, email me at dinocris71@gmail.com, or other ways you can actually post the questions in the comment section on any Facebook post on the Facebook page Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like that page on Facebook, and you can catch as many episodes that you can catch up on, and also you can subscribe on my YouTube page. And also you can follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. And make sure to take care of the people around you. And also for you younger people out there, make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have for a good education. It's very important to have a good education, because with a good education, you get a good job in the future. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week, Saturday.